Hey everybody, thank you for joining us for the We Are Flora Pearl podcast. I'm your host, Zahreia Robinson, and this is the 5th episode titled Running for the Hills. I brought one of my amazing guests back with me today. I'm here with Dynasty Johnson.
Hello.
We are joined with some new guests, Nisaa Muhammad.
Oh, hey y'all.
And Kennedy Benson.
Hi.
How y'all feeling?
Excited.
Exactly. Amped up about this topic because it needs to be talked about.
I'm a little hungry, but I'm here. That's like, but I'm good, but I'm hungry. I would be great if I weren't hungry. But it'd be like that.
So like always, to start us off on a high note, I wanted to play a quick game. This time we're going to play Who Are You, Sis? Basically, you're just going to describe who you are in 3 words at this stage in your life. So for example, Dynasty's going to be like, Dynasty is da-da-da-da-da-da. 3 things. Y'all got it?
Yeah.
Alright, who wants to go first? I'm going last.
I mean, I can go.
Go ahead.
Okay. I'll say Kennedy is outgoing, fun, and it's cool to be with.
I
gotta think of the last one.
Wait, is that a word? It's 3 words.
That's one. She put it all together. Cool to be with. She said it like that. Yeah, I said it really fast, so.
So that counts.
One word.
All right, Dynasty.
That ain't my name no more. Okay. What am I? Okay. Dynasty is ethical.
Mm-hmm.
Specific. No. I take the second one back because no, I'm not. Okay. What do you call them? More like a person who don't like, used to hold their tongue, but they're not afraid to speak up about anything no more.
Bold.
Okay, that word. There we go. Okay, ethical, bold, and beautiful, baby.
Okay. I like that.
Nisaa.
Ooh, see what had happened was you called my name and I was looking for it. I feel like y'all staring at me. Y'all can't see it. Y'all stir hard. They like, sis, why you don't know your words? You too old not to know words. So somebody told me once that I was lit, right?
Okay.
I know, right? And that was my Zahreia moment. I know, right? And, so they gave meaning to the acronym LIT. So they said I was life-bringing, intelligent, and tenacious. And so, yes, so I have stuck with that. I am life-bringing AF. I am intelligent as all get out. And baby, tenacity should be the middle name, okay? So, yeah, that's
okay.
Yeah. That.
Oh, and we could vouch.
That's so cute, y'all. Moving on.
No, ma'am. Bring it back.
I wasn't prepared.
To that.
Zahreia is. Y'all want to pick for me?
No. Because who are you? We can't tell you who you are.
I'm going to use Dynasty's word. I'm ethical. She called me that once.
Yep. She is.
Can I say a lot?
That's your word?
It's not really a word. It's like 2 words. I'm going to say like Kennedy a lot. There you go.
Handful.
Handful, yeah. And then y'all want to say I'm pretty.
It is.
Sometimes.
Back on yourself, sis. Yours.
So before we get into what's really real, first I want to have a moment of silence for every person who has struggled with or is struggling with or is no longer with us because they struggle with mental health. A quick disclaimer. The queens of We Are Flora Pearl podcast are not mental health professionals, nor are claiming to have all the answers. However, a conversation needs to be had. This is also a conversation that may be a trigger for some, so please listen responsibly. Before we start, here are some facts involving mental health that I wanted to share. About 15% of Black female high school students attempted suicide in the last year. Actual suicide death rates for Black American girls ages 13 to 19 increased by 182% from 2001 to 2017. And the suicide prevention hotline is 800-273-8255. So getting into the main topic of discussion. First question, what do you think is the biggest misunderstanding about mental health in the Black community?
You know how the motive that Black people are characterized by violence and trauma. I feel like that's the most mistaken thing about mental health in the Black community that I hear too often. That trauma and violence is the reason majority of our mental health is knocked off the charts. When simply as humans, we all go through things, no matter if the reason in specific is violence and trauma. I just feel like that motive in specific should be put on Black people.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, I'm a little little more seasoned than y'all, respectfully so. But I would say like the biggest myth is that there's an end point for it. Like, of course, now this generation is more open to like therapy and talking about the problems and stuff like that, and a lot of parents support it. I've seen it, and shout out to y'all because that's dope as all get out. But the problem that I think, or the big misconception, is that like, oh, I've been to 4 therapy sessions, I'm good, I don't need to go anymore, or like I've had this breakthrough on this one thing, so I no longer need to like talk to anybody or actively practice taking care of my mental health. Yeah, that is the one for me. It's like, no, baby, this is a this is a for lifer type of situation. We is together forever, for better or for worse. So let's continue to work together.
Yeah, honestly, I would definitely say it's almost like in the Black community, we can't have mental health issues because I will see someone talk to their mom or their dad or someone, hey, I think I'm going through this, and they get so surprised that they're either depressed or they're going through something that apparently they're not supposed to be going through. It's like we have to be happy all the time, and I just don't, I just don't like it.
She said no.
I think some of that ties to like our, the African American parents being raised off of survival. Because back then that's the kind of stuff they brushed off of just to make a living. And nowadays we're more open to healing and therapy and journaling and all types of other things to heal from our trauma versus our parents simply having to go through them just so life can continue. And I feel like because they don't understand what's going on in Generation Z with the mental health, how do they know to tell their child that having bad mental health isn't a problem? How do they know? Because as children and growing up, that wasn't something they were told, or that wasn't something normalized in their house. So I feel like it all starts with them personally, their childhood, and growing up. Because no matter how old we get, our inner child will always be in us. You have one amount to be a child and the rest of your life to be an adult. And things that happen up until your upbringing, they don't just disappear. That's stuff that affect the people in your adulthood and after that. So yeah, I think that some of that ties to how our parents were raised, the reason why they aren't as supportive over us having bad mental issues and anxieties that we have no clue on, what's going on with us.
All y'all saying like that our parents don't understand make me think about when someone goes like, Mom, Dad, like I think I'm depressed, and then like they be like, go depress some dishes. Like it really do be happening like that. I just want y'all to know.
No, those are factuals. Those are factuals. I definitely agree with you all, and it makes me think about like there was this post, y'all, and y'all know I'm a quotes person, and there was this one, and it was like, I dream of never being called resilient again, right? Like I dream that like nobody sees me, and they don't praise me for how many emotional whoopings I can take, or how many beat downs I can take, or how many times I can like just basically be told to suck it up. And I feel like that holds true for like the Black community. Like we really, as a people, should start to accommodate ourselves to not being used to being told, oh, you're so strong, you can handle all of this trauma, all of this pain, all of this disrespect, all of this whatever, and be good to go.
I hate the strong title they put on Black people anyway. Like, why do we have to be strong all the time? Why can't we talk about our feelings? But we'll never know. So, next question. How do you decompress after being triggered?
Kennedy look like she want to go first.
Oh, wait, I guess I will, because okay, so I have different ways I decompress. I mainly like to be alone. A lot of people don't like that. They call me weak for that for some reason. Sometimes I play games, but that's rare to decompress because if I lose a game, I'm gonna become angry. So that's one of the ways. I like looking at cute stuff like bunnies, tiny houses, or stuff like that. But the main one I do is that, if y'all don't know, big fan of BTS. It's a boy band, and I either buy more albums or I'll just look through the albums, honestly.
Kennedy, I love them because my sister, y'all are literally almost the same person. Like whenever you said that, you completely reminded me of my sister. But so ways for me to decompress. You got a few. My favorite would probably be expressive writing, because like sometimes I'm not always good with stomach and how I like feel verbally. I don't be knowing how to say it or put it into words, but something about my pencil and paper that just changes in me, and I get to put all of it down with no problems. Or like this is a cliche one. It don't work for everybody because we don't sometimes tend not to be patient with it. But like deep breathing actually helps, like bringing yourself, soothing your body into nothing but a thinking state helps with like getting rid of a trigger. Well, not getting rid of it, but helping yourself calm down through it. Because sometimes we can act off the emotions instead of using our mind. When you soothe your body into a thinking mode, reaction won't be difficult for other people to deal with. So yeah.
Come on, writing. I like to. Okay, so the peaceful side of me, right? Like the part that's so like Zen and Namaste, Ashe. So it will be done. She likes to. I take a page out of Dynasty's book. No pun intended. I do journal a lot. I tend to write, especially like if I'm good and mad. You gonna get this letter. I also do a lot of bump the world music. So a lot of DMX is on there. Some YFN Melly or YMW, whatever Melly is on there. A whole lot of pockets on there, like anything that makes me feel as though I can be as disrespectful as possible while I rap is on there. So yeah. And then sometimes I just gotta give you a good cussing out. And that's just what it is. Sometimes that just helps me decompress. Sometimes I gotta get it off my chest and let you know you done crossed too many lines and I'm upset and I won't feel better. This pressure won't be off my chest. The pressure, the air won't be out my bag until I let it out. So sometimes that's what it is sometimes too. It just depends on which day of the week you cross my path. But children, always talk out your issue.
Oh, okay.
Sorry?
I don't have a decompressing. That's why I need therapy. Because I don't know. I swear, Dynasty knows this. I literally, when I freak out, I just be like, Dynasty. I just be crying. I don't know what I'm doing.
In other words, venting. Like venting will be one of your decompressions.
That's it then. I gotta like talk to somebody. Somebody who calms me down. Because it can't just be anybody though. Yeah, it be you, Dynasty.
That's so cute. You call for comment, I call for the hype up. Sis, tell me it's okay to run down. That's what I need. Don't calm me down. I don't want to talk to nobody with no sense. All right? I don't want none of that. So I like that, Zahreia. That's good. It keeps you out of trouble, girl.
I actually have a suggestion though. Like one I've been trying lately. This for the artistic people who got an artistic eye. Matter of fact, not even just for the artistic people. This is for the ones who love art in general. But basically, I bought markers and crayons and some paint, and I got 2 canvases and some paper made for like markers basically. You pick like 3 different colors to match each part of your emotions, and you just scribble on paper with all 3 different colors. But while you're doing this, it's a self thing. You're talking to your body about how you feel, and with each color supposed to describe, how much is affecting you. And you just scribble on your paper, and in the end, whenever you feel calm enough, you look at your beautiful art and you name it. You name it after the last emotion you feel once you finish. And like it really helps, y'all. It really helps. It helps. And that's the suggestion. Y'all should try it.
I like that idea. That sounds really cool.
I like the naming it after your last emotion. That's deep.
Yeah.
I'll look back at it and be like, dang. I was sad a few times this week.
Like, dang anxiety, you made a lot of visits to me, didn't you, sis? Wait, what happened, Kennedy?
I didn't mention this when I was talking about it, but this also how I decompress. I build these little houses. Oh, sorry, did I tell you?
No, what's that?
It's like I have to build every single little detail that you see. And that involves the grass, the pond, these little rocks I had to place one by one. Yeah.
What the? Oh my God.
A diorama? It gives. That's crazy.
Y'all, she's an architect though. Like, what?
Serious?
They're really fun to make.
So in your opinion, what are your thoughts on therapy? And are you for it or against it? Why or why not?
Maybe therapize me, okay? Shock therapy, acupuncture. If there's a therapy, where I can, go across the country free of charge and just live everywhere. Yeah, therapize me. Yes, I made that up.
I like therapy too. I wasn't open to it at first because I misconceived it, but therapy is nice. You know, we need therapy to inspire, to change, and improve the quality of life. I don't find nothing wrong with therapy at all. What I do find wrong with therapy is like how wrongful is looked at. I think that's something about therapy that needs to be changed. You know, we all have our personal reasons for why we wouldn't like or enjoy something. Like, why would you just not be open to wanting to get help? Like, why? Apparently, you enjoy your situation. You don't want to get help. But yeah, I love therapy. I'm not against it. I'm for it.
I keep thinking about that one time when Dynasty said she went to therapy and she said she didn't talk to her therapist.
I didn't. Me and that lady sat in silence. She wasn't getting nothing from me. Go talk to my grandma. Seemed like that's who you talked to in the first place for me to be here. But I shared one feeling with her, and her response is what made me break out of my shell.
I didn't like therapy. I feel like I should try it again. But someone telling me like, this is what you're going through, this is whatever, I didn't like that. Like, I was like, how are you going to act like you know me? Even though this is literally like your profession, I was still like, I don't know what you're doing. You're not going to tell me I'm sad, because I'm not. Which my therapist did tell me that one time that I had like daddy issues. And I was like, excuse me. And I left her in Chick-fil-A.
I hope you took your meal. Don't leave the chicken nugget.
I was so mad. I left. I dipped. I told my brother to pick me up, and I was like, you don't know what you're talking about. Like, that's not it. This is not what I came here for. It was because she was like a daddy's girl, and she was like, maybe you just need your dad in your life. And I was like, okay, leave me alone.
Britney Spears got her daddy in her life. How that's going? Respectfully. Oh, okay. I was just wondering. That's not okay for anybody to try to assign you something without really looking into the issue. That is not how therapy is supposed to work. And that is the type of stuff that causes people to have longer issues. But that's my soapbox. I'm getting off of it. Kennedy?
Wait, no. If that wasn't therapy, then what did I go to? Because
you must have had a bad day or something, honey. Because that was brutal honesty. That honesty seemed personal.
Yeah, that was, yeah.
No. See, I knew it was wrong. I knew it.
You had every right to walk about it there, honey.
I said, bye. Go ahead, Kennedy.
I'm not sure if y'all know this, but at some point in time, our generation, for some reason, made therapy seem bad. It was like abnormal. Like, why would you go there? Not knowing, hey, I need help. So I'm for therapy. Like, I really am for it. Now, the only thing I don't like about it, I would say, is that some people, all of a sudden, now it's like trauma Olympics. Almost like they're trying to be like, oh, I have to go this therapy, this therapy, this therapy. I talked to my friend one time, and I was talking about something that happened. And they started like trauma dumping and stuff. And I was like, you go to one therapy and they act like they just, I don't know. But I'm for therapy.
There does not have to be something wrong with you for you to have to go to therapy.
No, wait. I'm like, trauma Olympic.
Look, you ain't trying to make it like, oh my God, no, I go to this and that. Like, we in a race? What is this? What's going on? I don't think.
Like, y'all, I was talking to a classmate of mine about, like, going to, like, sisterhood therapy, just, like, so we could just, not because of our relationships were twisted, but, like, just go to therapy. And it was like, ain't nothing wrong with us. Why we need therapy? I'm like, girl, no, not in that sense. I just want to sit and talk to a professional with you. Ain't nothing got to be wrong with us supposed to go to therapy.
I just was thinking about, like, what Kennedy was saying, like, about the hashtag trauma Olympics. Y'all, that is something.
It's so good.
Yeah, that was good. So I think it's almost demeaning to people who really like, and I'm not saying people don't have their struggles, right? But to people who really, really struggle, like getting up every day is hard. And like you're literally fighting every second, every nanosecond to be okay, to overcome anxiety, to overcome depression, to overcome literally anything. It could be autism. It could be bipolar disorder, any of that stuff. I feel like it's a bit demeaning and disrespectful to just be like, oh yeah, one time I hit a trash can while pulling in my driveway and now I need to go to therapy for that because it really unlocked a bunch of that. It's like, if you don't need the resource in that way, I guess don't brag about it. It's not a bragging thing, you know? And people who've been through trauma, they don't want to talk about it and brag. Like Dynasty said, it's like you work through it by yourself. And then when you're prepared to share, you do so. And I never even noticed, Kennedy, and I thank you for bringing it to my attention, that it is now a trauma Olympics out here. That kind of kills empathy, I think. It makes people tired and it desensitizes you towards people who truly need the help. Y'all don't do that. I'm not saying don't get your help. I'm just saying, like, it's not a boasting competition. And I'm off my soapbox.
No, I wanted to add on to that too, because I feel like when you open up, you'll tell somebody like, I'm just not feeling well today, They'll be like, man, that's not even bad. Like today I did this, this, and this. And it's like, okay, well, you asked me what's wrong and I told you what's wrong. Why does it have to be you're downplaying my feelings or my emotions so that you are like the winner of the trauma competition, literally, or trauma Olympic. I hate that so much, which is why so many people deal with it by ourselves. So, in your opinion, what are boundaries people need to set when they are trying to get their mental health together?
I think one of the boundaries you need to set, you have to put yourself at the top of the priority list, because if you worry about this person said this, I can't believe I just did this, you're never going to be able to get to that mental state if you keep trying to worry about everything else. So I would have to say, you got to put yourself at the top priority. You really do. Not being selfish. There's a difference. Do not be selfish, but like, you do have to put yourself at top priority.
Wait, y'all, because I'm an overthinker and everything she just said described me. Dang it. Dang, that was a little too harsh. Right?
I'm sorry.
She gonna leave you in Chick-fil-A, says she better chill.
I say, like, name your limit. Sit with your emotions and figure out what you need emotionally, physically. You know, it's more effective when you get it from yourself than somebody else. Like, it's always easy for me to work on some things for myself when I can figure out what I need versus going to someone else and asking them what I need.
So y'all just coming for me today, because I do that too.
Yes, with love. And don't leave us in Chick-fil-A. All right. What boundaries do people need to set when they're trying to get their mental health together? Baby, all of it. I mean, every single boundary you could think of. Stop. Do not collect $200. You need to set, don't call me after 2 p.m. You need to set, my free time does not mean I'm available. You need to set all those boundaries. It's hard work. And if you're like me, where the people you care about, you really take on like their opinions, or my old me, because growth. If you take on the opinion of people you care about, you tend to start to think, okay, well, I need to act this way, or I need to speed up my process because these people care and they want to see me happy. So I need to speed it up. And then you're really not doing the work as efficiently as you should. So when I say set every boundary. Don't even ask people for compliments. Compliment yourself. Like, you need to really be in a bubble to get yourself together, I feel like, unless you know that people can, like Kennedy said, have your best interest at heart from jump. And it's genuinely like, if my friend is going through something, I want to help them. I'm here however you need me, type of thing. But if it's not that, you don't even need to deal with that either. Just be in a bubble and color with your expression markers. That's branded. Don't take that. Them is expression markers, okay? Off of Dynasty's little patent, it's expression markers, not Crayola.
I agree with all y'all, especially Nisaa though. Like, just set them all. Some people don't have your best interest at heart. And sometimes you'll share with somebody and they'll use that against you. And it's really hurtful, especially when you're going through something. So I will, like, just kind of distance yourself. Like you said, be in a bubble. Like all y'all said, really be for yourself. Don't need something from somebody else. Don't be, like, dependent on anybody. You're going to have to, like, get yourself together, like, on your own. Which is why I don't like venting for real. But if you do it with somebody else, you feel like you can't do it by yourself. You feel like you're always going to need somebody there. So I would recommend that being a boundary, like trying to do stuff on your own, especially dealing with your emotions or mental health for that. So what shouldn't you say to someone who deals with mental health issues?
Don't be afraid to ask for help, because I have that problem myself. Because sometimes asking for help can make people feel like uneasy because it requires surrounding control to somebody else. Like, I used to be afraid of people using my problems against me because people I was in households with did that. And being afraid to ask for help can affect your healing process. Like, the longer you wait to start talking about it, the longer you have to deal with it. So, like, don't be afraid to ask for help.
I don't think, like, what you shouldn't say, like, if you know someone's going through something and they tell you about what they're going through, sometimes it's better just to listen, and sometimes it's better to relate to them, tell them about what you've been going through, you know, try to share what you're trying to feel and all that stuff. But what you shouldn't do is try to make them feel bad for what they're going through. Eating disorders, for example. You can have eating disorder whether you're fat, skinny, anything. Say if you're skinny, you have one. People will put it on you and be like, why would you possibly have one? Instead of just asking you what's going through your mind. I don't think they should do that.
I don't like when you tell somebody your feelings and, like, even when they start relating the issue, or they're like, oh yeah, I'm kind of going through that too. And then they completely turn the conversation onto themselves. I hate it so bad because it makes me feel like you're not caring what I'm saying. You want to talk about yourself.
There was something about that online, and people were just like, well, I just want to show you that I understand what you're going through. And I'm like, you can say facts to let me know you feel me. Like, you know, like, you be like, yo, I hear you. Like, yo, we right here with it. You don't got to be like, yeah. And then this one time at band camp, because it's like, this isn't your band camp story. This is my band camp story. So yeah, I feel y'all on that. This goes back to, like, the whole strong whatever thing. Oh, you're tough. You'll figure it out. Or, oh, you'll be okay. Or, oh, is it that big of a deal? Yeah, I just told you it's that big of a deal. I'm stressed, okay? My prescription says it's that big of a deal. or like, oh, you don't look like something's wrong with you. So, oh, you don't look depressed, or you don't look ignorant. But here we are having this conversation. Yep, I said it.
Can I add to that? You can keep going, but I'll wait till you're done.
I was just gonna say, I mean, ignorant in the sense of like you are unlearned and you're not willing to learn, not in the sense of like you just out here down bad like that.
No, like, because I completely understand that. I don't like when they gaslight the person. It's them saying, you're not sad. You're just mad because you lost this, or you're just mad because you did this. It's like, how you gonna tell me about my feelings?
He said, you don't know me.
She getting bold. Okay. But that's true. When was the first time you recognized that you needed to make your mental health a priority for yourself?
When I started pushing the people who really cared about me away, they were simply trying to help me. I wasn't having none of it because I simply didn't understand how I was feeling. And that was my push to get it together.
Can I add on to that? Because that's kind of mine too. I do push people away as well. But I just like cut. Like I go MIA. So when I start doing that, that's when I know I need to. I haven't yet, but I need to make it my top priority. So yeah. No, was I making that about myself? Was I just doing what the last thing was? No, let's go back to Dynasty. Never mind. Dang it.
I think because you added two, I think it's okay. I don't know. Dynasty, the consensus?
Zahreia, it's okay.
We got to chat.
I feel like, because like, you got to apply yourself sometimes to people's situations to help you react to them. So you added to it. You didn't take away from that.
Okay.
Love it.
Like, I'm not trying to, add on but I realize I haven't put my priority just yet. But I do realize that I do need to put it as my top priority because sometimes I overthink sometimes, and I tend to think that people find me annoying, or that I talk a lot, or I talk too little, or I talk funny, or something like that. And I used to push people away because I was like, no, they just don't like me, all this stuff. I realized that I need to put it on my priority list because a lot of people started texting me saying, hey, are you good? Or all this stuff. So it's like, oh, y'all actually care? I didn't think that. So yeah, that's how I knew.
Okay, well, I love you. You don't annoy me. Okay. And I'd be the first one to tell you if you did. You don't. You talk just enough. All right. As a talker, you talk just enough. All right. Ooh, when was the first time you recognized you need to put your mental health as a priority, y'all? Would you believe it was in the last 5 years? Because it was. The Dynasty's eyes, y'all can't see her eyes. It's like, girl, what you owe? I know, but that's not the point. I was just engaged in a lot of bad behavior. I was very angry. I was very violent. I was very hostile. And I was very reckless. And people were getting hurt. And I was hurting myself. And I just wasn't okay. And so there was a point in time where I was like, I don't want to just be upset and just a ball of confusion all the time. And I was actually tired of calling my mom from the Rally's drive-thru crying because they didn't have French fries on the menu. And that would be the thing to break me that week. So recently, within the last 5 years, I was like, you actually need to do some work. And yeah, and look at me growing it up, growing and glowing it. Yeah.
Can I speak on that real quickly about the even when you were joking about like the fries? I feel like I'm learning myself to be an understanding person because people are trying to understand me, so I'm trying to be like a patient person. But I literally, when someone freaks out over something so little, so many people go, oh, she's being dramatic, or he's being dramatic, or they're doing this, that, and the third. And my first thought process is something is going on with them that made them react that way to that little thing. Like, it's not just da-da-da. That's how I look at everything now. I'm always like, nah, there's something else. It could be 1,000 layers to that person that nobody wants to take the time to, like, what's the word? So I just don't know vocabulary today. Cause
like maybe investigate or look into.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. Look into. They don't want to really bother it. Like, it's just like, I don't care. I want to go with this and this is what I'm going to run with. So, because I want to be bothered today. I want to be the victim today.
Wait, can I add on to what you just added on just really quick?
Yeah.
Just really quick. So that happens to me all the time. And I really, really hate it because this one time, I'm not trying to put any of my family members on the spot, but I was trying to watch something with them. And just watching something with them, they got pissed off at me and started yelling. And then when I said, okay, I just don't want to watch it anymore, they got pissed off at me for not wanting to watch it anymore. Like, why would I want to watch something after you just made this whole big deal about it? I'm over here crying upset. And they started calling me weak, saying I can't handle anything. it's because they do that all the time. It's not just that one incident. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, that is a big thing. And I think it comes with accountability. And I'll speak from my perspective, right? Because I can't speak from anyone else's. Because unfortunately, Kennedy, you just made me recognize I tend to do that to my younger siblings. But okay, listen, don't look at me like that. My parents, we say they have two different sets of kids. So one set, we got the more like militant, boom, boom, boom parents. And then this set has like, they get like all the loves and the affections and do you want and do you want, you can have. And we just like, these are some soft kids. Like, what is this? And so sometimes we're a little too aggressive because we have yet to learn or put into practice or accept that they grew up on love versus survival or learning, right? And so I think that is something that is to be said, is that learn how your child, how your siblings, how your significant other, whomever, learn how they need to be loved, how they need to be listened to, and how they need to be appreciated. And I feel like that will alleviate a lot of that built up, why are there no French fries, Mom? I can't live without the French fries. I don't want to do this anymore. I think that'll alleviate a lot of it because there's a safe space for you to just kind of have those emotions and eventually talk about stuff. But yeah.
What is something you have learned during your healing process, if you have healed? Because some people aren't there yet, and that's okay. Because I'm not.
For me, it was accepting that I wanted to do the work. It's like, yeah, I've been to therapy before. Yeah, I knew I was going through some stuff. Yeah, I knew I needed help. But the hardest part for me was actually doing the work. And it is still the hardest part because there are days where I'm like, I could go into this little dark realm and just stay there. But it's like, no, actively do the work to be okay. And that is always the hardest part for me, is like choosing that today is going to be a good day, choosing that I'm not going to be this way versus another. So yeah.
I'm a procrastinator too. You wait and wait. Oh, it has to get done.
The problem is that it gets done and it gets done well. So it's like, I'm going to continue to procrastinate.
Oh, I did that some at the last minute, but I still got to be. So
it was great. Yeah. Miss Kentity?
I wish I could speak about this subject, but I can't.
It's totally fine. Dynasty.
The hardest part of healing for me would probably be like letting go. Because, as humans, we adjust, man. Like, we adjust to the things and people that make us who we are. We adjust to our environments. And majority of those things be the causes of us even needing the healing process in general. So, like, letting go for me be the hardest. Because I'm always trying to satisfy someone else while focusing on my own healing process, and it don't work like that because I'm healing me, not nobody else. And I just be afraid of like causing more hurt while I'm trying to heal from hurt when I let go of things. So that's a difficulty for me that I'm working on currently, letting go without feeling uncomfortable or guilty of it.
I love the insight.
That was so good.
So can I ask Zahreia and Kennedy a question? And this is not to put y'all on the spot, but I noticed like y'all were saying like, I can't answer this question. And Zahreia, you were just like, yeah, I'm not there yet. Do you like, where do you see yourself? If you don't see yourself as there yet, do you see yourself like leaning towards it, or like even what's holding you back from it? If you don't mind answering, y'all can tell me to shut up. I won't, but y'all can say it,
I would say I'm leaning towards it because I can finally say I have someone like by my side who is helping me get through it. Y'all might know the name, but I feel like I'm getting there. Not quite yet, but I'm on the railroad. So I'll say I'm getting there.
Zahreia, come off mute. Y'all can't see her face, but y'all, she's
Zahreia.
Zaza. You don't want to?
Not you coming through with the backup questions. I wasn't ready. I'm weird. Okay. I feel like every time I'm taking a step forward, I take like 1,000 steps backward. Like anytime I feel like I have it together. Like I'm handling it. I'm like, oh, okay, this is real good. I handled that. Like I'll even congratulate myself now. Oh, you handled that better than you would do like a year ago. Oh, that's cool. Like you're growing. And then it'll be something that I'll just like flip out about. And I mean flip out. None of y'all have seen me in that stage. But when I flip out, I flip out. And it's just like a whole thing that I'll do. I go through this entire process. And when I do that, I feel like I went back to square one. Like I feel like I let myself down. Like I'm so defeated. So I feel like I'm moving, but like barely. So I don't even know when I would be there. Because, yeah, Because there's just so much that I've been through. I can't. I'm not going to cry today.
I am so weak. Not the ad lib so you don't cry. I'm going to help you not cry. I am going to challenge you though, like in a safe way. Like I think that because you're able to talk, and even if you don't go into detail, the fact that you can say I've been through a lot, I feel like that alone is a step in the right direction, right? Because you got to be able to admit like that you done been through some stuff. A lot of people are in denial about the stuff that they go through and they pretend that they're okay. And the fact that you know, like, I'll do good. And then I had a moment where I got to show you the old Zahreia. I feel like that also is progress. So I feel like own that. Like really take the time to own that. It's not a step backwards. It's just a little bit more revelation. It's another wall that you've pushed down that you're actually crawling your way over and you don't even know it. So I feel like you might actually be on your journey and you don't even know it, sis.
Yeah, because like I'm agreeing with Nisaa. The fact that you can say that I had or have my moments instead of saying that you're in that moment like constant is way better. It's better you get to say, "Oh, I was in that moment," or "I sometimes is in that moment."
I love it.
Yeah, and I encourage segue as I'll get out, but I encourage all young people or just people in general, because you don't have to be young to take this advice. Don't be so hard on yourself, because if you're hard on yourself, you miss the progress. It's almost like if you're working towards something great and then you're in that moment, you miss it because you're just like, oh, this thing has to be done. Or I have to perfect this. I have to make sure this is great. You're missing the moment that you waited for, because 2 years ago, you would have been able to say, yeah, I've been through a lot. You wouldn't have been able to do that 2 years ago or a year before, maybe even a month ago. So I say own where you are now. You're on a journey of healing. It's just you're on a different journey. It's taking you a little more time.
I was like, y'all all sound like my brother.
Oh, shout out to Big Bro. You know he's talking about
What would you tell your younger self about self-care that you wish you'd known them?
Self-care isn't selfish. You're not being selfish. And the first rule of preservation, like the first rule of life, so that life can preserve, is literally self-preservation. Like you have to make sure you take care of yourself. That's why when you get on the plane, they say put your oxygen mask on first before helping your children or anyone else. Because if you are not good, how are you supposed to make sure other people are good? So self-care isn't selfish, sis. And if they call you selfish, then they need some self-care of their own.
If they call you selfish, they benefit from you not setting boundaries. I've learned that.
Ooh, come on, church.
I know.
And that's on 2007, Nisaa, period.
Oh, go ahead, y'all.
I would probably say stop stressing over every single little thing that you do, because not everything is worth being stressed over. Is what I would tell myself.
Sure.
Yeah, that's good.
Dynasty.
Something I probably tell my younger self about self-care is that it just don't involve your mental health and emotional state. It involves your physical health too. So like, watch out for the things I'm eating, or getting your nails done. If you look good, you feel good, basically. So like, yeah, I would stress that to my younger self, because it wasn't until I got older I started feeling I need to take care of my body, and I should have been starting that.
Same. I would say don't let anybody control like how you do things per se. Even if it's like your parent or your sibling or something, like don't let them tell you what you need to do or tell you what you are. You know what I mean? Like you're doing something and you're doing it like not with the intent to like hurt somebody, but some people will try to tell you, oh, you're doing this to hurt me, you're doing this to be negative, you're doing this to whatever, and it's like that's not always the case.
I struggle with that too, feeling like everybody was out to get me when they were just simply trying to help, because the majority of the help I received from the people I wanted it from wasn't genuine. So yeah, that's important, really important.
I like what you both said, and I definitely feel that, Zahreia. Like, don't allow people basically to label or gaslight you. Like Kennedy had said that earlier. Don't let people gaslight what you feel. Like you know you. Like nobody, I don't care like their connection to you, their relation, none of that. Nobody lives in your head. So they can't tell you everything that you go through on a daily basis. They're not there to do that, right? They're there to be a comfort, a support, maybe a guide, if that's how they choose to handle it. But you know what you feel. You know how you process things. You know why something is a big deal or a small deal to you. And that young people especially own that. And I'm not saying own it disrespectfully, but own it. Because you don't want to ever grow up and just not be in control of what you think, what you feel, what you want to do. You want to make sure that you are in tune with who you are, because as I tell y'all all the time, caskets do not come with bunk beds. So you got to be comfortable and happy and truly fulfilled, or getting fulfilled with yourself. So I like that point, Zahreia. Yes. Big purr, as the kids would say. Big purr.
Oh, I also I know like Dynasty did say having like the whole people are always out to get me. That too. I would say that too. Because right now I have that feeling as well. That's like terrifying to me. That you can't tell what someone's interests are. Like they could be the nicest person ever and I'm like, I don't know what you're doing this for. It could be for you. It could be genuinely because you want to get to know me. And it's so crazy. I'm at a point now where there are some people in my life who do care about me genuinely. Never had that before, so I don't believe it. Like it's like, oh, that's cool. You're a cool person, but okay. I don't, and that's what I would say. Try to open up more. Don't be so guarded. Because I used to have like an entire castle built around my heart. Now it's just a wall, but slowly trying to break it down. Okay, we're going to talk about some tips for parents or family members of young people who deal with mental health issues. So, did y'all hear the thunder?
I think that was God's amen. He was like, yeah, talk about it.
So, what would you say to someone being like, Mom, Dad, I'm depressed?
If your child's like complaining about something or something's like really wrong with them, please don't say something that like, oh, I've been through this, or I had to do this, or you want to survive back in my time because this happened. I'm just like, God, geez, okay. Can I just please come to you without you complaining about what happened to you? Just listen. And that's what I will tell them.
I say to not force something on your child they're just simply not into. Because, like, I mean, that speaks for itself. I feel like I'm gonna make that statement worse by trying to explain all that I mean about it. But like, I wish that's something I got from like some of the adults in my family. Like, they were putting things in front of me they thought I needed when I wasn't into it. And it served no necessary purpose because I didn't take it seriously. So yeah. See, I told y'all.
No, that was good because a lot of parents have that same thing when they do put something in front of like their kid that they don't like, and they have the mentality of like, you can't quit something that you started. Like, this is just a lesson learned for you. And it's like, well, I didn't want to do this to begin with. So at least put me in something that I'm like that is for me. And then you can give me that lesson. But you can't put me in something I don't want to do. What do you mean?
When you say lesson, I got another one. Not every conversation has to be a lesson. Sometimes we just simply want to talk to you. Just simply want to talk to you. You're supposed to be our safe place, our peace. You don't supposed to be causing disturbance in our minds, in our hearts. Like, we should be wanting to talk, man. That's really much all, like, for real. Not. I don't need to be lectured when I simply want to talk to you. Simple.
We just want to vent. Like, just listen. Wow.
Like, honestly, I was just trying to talk to someone about how I'm unable to watch anything that's scary because I watched a lot of like Ghost Adventures. They go to like haunted places, scary movies, blah blah blah. And I was telling someone that I just can't watch any more of that because it just messed up my mind, right? And they literally said, "Oh, well, that's kind of just on you." Oh. It was my family member. I'm just like, okay. So,
dang.
Okay. You didn't ask to be here. You could have been a fork. Like, you literally could have been a fork. You didn't ask to be here.
I love the way this is a thing.
Like, I could have been a fork, dude. Okay, I could have been a shiny English fork with gold on me. I just could have been so fancy. I'm a human being with struggles. Love me, please. Bunch of tips for parents. I guess my favorite one. I'm gonna give y'all a couple. I ain't gonna hold you. One. Listen to your children. Like Dynasty was saying, like, literally listen. Like, you cannot claim to, and this is, I'm not a parent, but I really feel like you can't claim to be a good parent or a parenting effectively if you're not listening to the wants and needs of the human beings in your home, especially as they get older, because they literally physically can tell you what they need. That's what you teach us to talk for, to express ourselves. Don't take that from us as we get older. I think that, sorry, his face, she's like, yeah. Like Kennedy was saying, that whole, well, back in my day, you could not parent the way your parents parented. Why? Because things are different. There's new information out there. There's help out there. There's all types of processes out there. So I feel like if you're going to be an effective parent, you cannot use great grandma Sadie's information from back in 1920, whatever. Love her. That didn't work. Because mom, you may not be doing the best right now either mentally. And I'm not talking about my mother because my good sis goes to therapy, but I'm just saying in general, what your parents did or my grandparents did may not have worked for you. And so you need to find a new approach because I'm a different person. This is different times. And then the last one is get your own help. So whether that's therapy, whether you need to find an outlet, get your own type of help so that when you're a young person, the young person that you brought into this world comes to you and they say, this is something I'm struggling with, you can be open to what they're saying. And maybe you'll even also find out some things about yourself along the way. So listen, don't raise them how you were raised, and start to do some healing of your own.
Wait, like y'all know how like some, my bad, I'm sorry. Sorry, Bestie. You know how like some parents complain about us being like secretive or whatnot, but like literally if you just listen, your child will tell you everything you want to know about them, honestly. And like even their body language, their behaviors, everything you want to know about your child that you think they're hiding, they will literally tell you. Just listen and pay attention. And that don't always involve moving your mouth when you got two ears and one lip, you know, and one bead. So I mean they can't see, but one mouth, two ears and one mouth. But yeah, if you just listen. I don't know why. I just want to push that motive. Just listen, honestly, because that's what I be seeking the most.
Those are facts.
Oh, I got one more, y'all. I'm sorry. These just keep coming to my head. I'm going to leave it alone because I think this one important, too. I think parents should start normalizing apologizing to their children when they're wrong. Or you going to create an emotionally demanding, controlling child, honey. Because I know a lot of people who take advantage of my feelings because of, like, what kind of parents they have, we gotta normalize apologizing to each other in general, but in parents in this aspect, they need to normalize apologizing to their kids when they're wrong, or you're gonna create a narcissist, honey.
Wait, I want to add on to that. I'm always adding on to what Dynasty says. My bad, y'all. But literally, when I feel like when parents are wrong, sometimes, like if their child does go like, "Well, mom, dad, this is like what the situation was," they'll always either switch it. They'll say you're being disrespectful. They'll be like, because I told you so. Like, it's so many. Dang, hold up. I wasn't trying to prove you wrong. It was just like you was wrong in the situation. For real, apologize. Because it sucks.
Yeah.
When someone just, God dang, I'm not trying to do anything. Now I really feel like I can't speak. Wow, that all ties together, y'all.
Yeah. And then you get older. Like recently, me and my mother had a conversation. Hey, my good sis, I hope you're listening. We had a conversation and it was about like when I realized like I was having some like, mental stuff or whatever in school. She's like, well, why didn't you ever say anything? Now, mind you, this was high school, Nisaa. And I was like, literally, mom, because I didn't feel comfortable. Like I felt like it wasn't okay to say to you. And that's because there was a sense of authority or whatever the case may be. I felt like saying this would have led to a butt whooping or a lecture or whatever the case may be because you weren't open to hear it. So I definitely agree with y'all on that. My last one, because Dynasty bringing up these points, y'all, and I'm just like, ooh, and this one too. No, for real, because it goes off of what Dynasty said. Like, and a lot of parents, like a lot of my students' parents and even my own in the past have been like, well, the Bible says or the Quran says, or, it said like, honor thy mother, thy father, da, da, da. And I'm like, okay, but it also says, do not anger your children. Like that's in there too. We're protected under the word too. So it can't even just be seen as you're being religiously disobedient. It's like, no, because we protected as well. So it really is just allow us to be seen as human beings who are allowed to communicate feelings and express thought, because when we don't talk, then you're like, well, you don't ever say nothing because this isn't a safe place to say it. So yeah.
They anger us all the time. I remember literally before on Sunday going somewhere, it's like the house will be clean. She'll come in and just like, it has to be something's wrong. She used to do this. She don't do this anymore. But I swear I was like, what's wrong? There's nothing wrong. It's something that she's like, I gotta get mad at. And it's just, God dang, like.
Yes, I be feeling like that when parents go a long time without having a problem with their children. They just gotta find something to nag them about. Well, at least from a child's perspective.
Look, I don't like that on the floor. What is it? The carpet?
Yes, pull it up. I want pink carpet. This is brown. It doesn't go with the house. Yeah. We
In the
always
name.
in your room. Yes, I know. This is a safe space. This is a safe space. This is the no mess with me zone. Leave me be.
Okay. So as always, we definitely want to end on a high note. So I wanted to play one more quick game. This time, we're going to name 3 movies / shows with the word blank in it. All right. I'll go last. No, I'll go second. No, I'll go third. Go ahead. Dynasty, you're going first.
Dynasty is like, I didn't sign up for this.
I'm going to pick a word. The first word that came up was bad. So
Okay.
we have a time limit or no?
We'll do 20 seconds. 25 seconds because I'm a little stressed for my good sis. Okay, ready?
Well, bad is easy.
Okay. Bad. I know Bad Boys.
Mm-hmm.
Girl.
No, bad. Bad's the word.
Bad Santa. Okay. Bad Santa and the Bad News Bears. I get it.
Good job.
Yeah.
Good job.
I was struggling. I thought I was going to struggle.
I was waiting for you to say Bad Girls Club, but you did your thing.
That's what I was waiting for. It's okay. In a moment, you don't be thinking about it.
Okay, so Zahreia, your word is, let me see, let's see. Love should be easy. Yeah, love.
Ready? 1, 2, 3. Are you looking stuff up? Pause the game. Flag on the play. Zahreia.
I wasn't. It didn't pop up.
Show us your hands.
It didn't pop up. It didn't pop up. I was trying to do it in 20 seconds. I got it, y'all. Ready?
Go.
It's only because I recently watched this. It was a show called Love Victor. Love Simon because that was a remake.
Yeah.
Love the alarm because that's what's going on.
Bestie, loving basketball, like
Love Jones, but y'all too young for that.
love basketball.
I watched that.
Just keep watching Mo and Q and Monica for Q and Monica. Quincy and Monica for.
It was so cute. It was toxic.
90s movies, music, all of that. The whole 90s era is just meant to be lived in.
Y'all should not be watching those nowadays, even though I saw them when I was 6. That's not the point.
I have no idea what that movie is.
All the fine
You too young for it, girl. You too young for the toxicity.
They were so toxic, though, for real.
Right. How you play her for her heart beater and then be like, you know what, one more game. Like, no, you play too much. I don't want to play anymore.
No. What I didn't like was that when he actually started, actually playing, I was like, whoa. You're supposed to be letting me win. Like, he let me. I said, wait, sir. Do you want to get with me or not? I said,
They were actually dating when that movie came out.
I believe it. The kisses were real.
Yes. We love them.
Yeah.
His little fine fellas. Okay, next person. Sorry.
It's you, Nisaa.
Ooh, Jesus. Pick my word, Kennedy. It can't be a Japanese word, sis. I'm no good like that.
Ooh, it's gonna be a Korean word, but never mind.
See, she was gonna say like sensei, Nagasami. Like, girl, no. Can't do that.
America?
Okay. I'll time it.
Okay, let me know when to start.
Ready? Go.
I know American Pie. Yeah, that's it. That's all I got for you. I don't even think there is Good Morning America. And you gave me 25 minutes to go off. Good Morning America, and that's all I got. Literally, that's it. American Pie, Good Morning America. That's it. Is there anything else with America in the title?
American Horror Story or something like that?
Oh, yeah. Them too. Yeah, I lose.
Can I watch that? I probably watched one season and that was it, or even barely that.
No, never seen it. But I drove by the mansion when I lived in California, and there were like a bunch of people outside.
All American?
Oh,
wait, can we say shows and movies?
Yeah, that's right.
Speaking of All Americans, Zahreia, I just finished season 3. And
don't talk about it. Don't talk about episode 4.
She's finished.
I'm sorry. My bad. I'm sorry. I said,
how did I forget about my good friend Spence?
Wow. So fans.
That ending.
Zahreia, I want to watch some
I think that's the part where they told what happened in Vegas, and all I got to say is Spencer lived to the death. Period. Pooh. I'm right. Spencer lives.
I don't feel bad for Layla.
No. And you get them is how you lose them, sis. What'd you say, Kennedy?
I ain't never seen this.
I was trying to get her on All American.
Don't cheat yourself. Treat yourself. Watch episode 1 and join us in this cult.
Simple.
For Layla and Ashley, all I got to say is how you get them is how you lose them. So,
But Ashley was cheating, so not him.
Exactly. That's how we got her. We got his girl. And that's how we lost
all
her.
the way. Yeah, all around no for me. I'm sorry.
How you gonna go throw a girl over your shoulder and run to the ocean and be like, we was just connecting, like we didn't even do nothing. Okay.
You should have connected her with the water and drowned her. Because why is you looking at another female?
I was over it. I said,
You know. It's Kennedy's turn.
You have to keep the word.
Your word is home.
1, 2, 3.
Home Alone 1, Home Alone 2, and Home Alone 3.
That's cheating.
Hey, well, no, it's not. They all different movies.
What do you say, judges? Do we give it to her?
Yeah.
Yeah, you get it?
I prepared. That was big.
I thought you was going to say, like, Monster Home. Like, I had so many other things in my head. You Home Alone 1, 2, and 3. You know what? You lucky we like Macaulay Culkin. You got it.
I love him.
That was good. That was good.
Also, did I beat everyone when it comes to time?
It's the competitiveness for me.
Ready to fight. So how are y'all feeling after that chat?
Freedom. Like, refreshed. That y'all have the knowledge y'all have on mental health as Black women. We ain't there yet, but almost.
I love that. I feel better. This was like a mini therapy session in a way, like being able to talk about it, especially like with young people, just really hearing how passionate y'all are and that y'all see that there is work to be done. Because like I told you, I was hungry before and I was a little tired, but still hungry, but I'm not as tired. I feel fed. So I feel fed. We'll say that.
I feel how Dynasty felt after she got done scribbling the little words she had on there for leaves.
I felt good.
No, ma'am. Try again.
Which I want me to use another one? Extravagant. Excellent. So thank you guys for joining me again and having this conversation for young people everywhere. I just want you all to know that there is someone out there who cares for you. And if no one has told you they love you today, know that Dynasty, Nisaa, Kennedy, and I do. If anyone listening is suffering with suicidal thoughts, please make sure to utilize the suicide prevention hotline number, 800-273-8255. And to everyone listening, thanks for tuning in again. I am your host, Zahreia Robinson, and this was Running for the Hills on the We Are the Flora Pearl Podcast.